what do you think they are?
Well, all we know about them is that they're Bavarian, we think.
And sort of how old?
We think sort of middle to late 1700s.
18th century.
18th
They
century,
are.
yeah.
Well, yes. Well, now they have early marks on them. They have this little mark, which is the crown above two crossed C's, which I suppose you look up in Mark's books. Is that what you did? And
Yes.
and find their 18th century. But I'm rather afraid they're not. If they had been 18th century, the colours would have been totally different. The glaze would have been very much grayer, less sort of white and boisterous colours like this. They'd had more subtlety about them. I'm afraid they actually come from Rudolstadt in Thuringia, which is now part of Germany, part of East Germany. So they are German, but they're, I think, perhaps early 20th century. They're more likely, say, somewhere around about 1900, 1914. I hope that's not terribly disappointing. But this mark is one of those great confusing marks that you look up in books and think, my God, it's 18th century. But this is a repro, as it were, copying the basic styles of the period, but doing it very much more recently.
Yeah.
Now, that's not to say they're not valuable, because, I mean, they're very decorative and very complicated to make, and as far as I can see, in superb condition. So, I mean, if thinking in terms of value, they're now something like about £800 to £1,000. But not desperately old.
You see quite a lot of money boxes on the roadshow, but I haven't seen one that's quite as unusual as this.
I thought you would see plenty like this.
No, I haven't. I've seen the type that you fire a gun and it goes into a hollow tree, and I've seen the chap that sits in the chair and puts a penny in his lapel pocket. But this one really is an unusual one. It's got a particular name, and it's called the elephant with three clowns. There's somebody at the back of the elephant who's got a ball balanced on his feet, and at the front there's somebody holding a couple of acrobat's rings, and on the top there's somebody sort of balancing and showing himself off. Most of the money boxes were produced in America and were then exported or brought in to this country by people who travelled overseas. Now, show me how it works.
You put one penny, balance it just there,
And then,
you pull that.
all right, can I have a
Yes,
go?
yes.
Do you have to do it gently or firmly?
Fairly sharply.
Right. Did it go?
No, not quite. Let's set it up again.
That's no good for a child that's going to save.
That's it.
In?
Yes,
Marvellous.
yes.
Well, the other nice thing is this action. You know, the trunk swings and the chap on the top turns round. It's a
Yes.
lovely action. There are a lot of collectors of these kind of money boxes, and when you look at the quality of the casting and the absolutely delightful action, you can understand why they are so popular with collectors. In America, it's a very big thing for some of the private banks to have a display of these small money boxes on their walls, and a lot of bank presidents collect. And some of the banks really can fetch a great deal of money. This is a more unusual one than the type that we normally see. And because of that, I think that we would be talking about perhaps between £400 and £600 at auction.
Oh,